Hello, everyone. Welcome to the week 6 in summary. We're looking back. I think it was a good week overall. I can see that your writing, continues to improve and your understanding of the topics, and that's exactly what should be happening. And I do want to stress the importance of APA formatting because I teach the capstone course, and I have several students who are having to redo lots of these little minor errors in their paper because it can't be published with mistakes. And it would be a shame if, when they submit their paper in week 8, they don't get passed because they've got APA mistakes. So I'm going to talk about some of those. Some of what I'm going to remind you is coming from what I've seen in this course. And then some of it is from that course, so maybe you can learn from their mistakes. I keep saying not to use questions in APA. So rhetorical question is a question that I, as the asker, do not expect you to answer. I'm going to answer it for you. And in APA, that sets up the reader to, kind of be in suspense and to have to pause and wonder if they're supposed to know the answer. So we never use rhetorical questions in APA. So when your heading is a question, that's a rhetorical question. And I know that I keep saying this, just use the rubric for your headings. It's the easiest thing to do. And that, guides your reader, right? And then, that you're going to have the correct topics in your paper if you just follow that rubric, okay? Always indent the first line. So the first line of a paragraph should be indented 1/2 inch, and you should just be able to hit the tab key and it will indent for you. Some of this, I see, the last point I made was to be consistent. So what I'm saying is sometimes you indent and sometimes you don't. And sometimes you capitalize and sometimes you don't. And so you just got to learn to be consistent in the rules. The details matter because, I don't know about you, but if I'm reading a paper and I find errors, I stop reading that paper because I don't want to tolerate mistakes, and it causes me to wonder whether the author really knows what they're talking about. And that's judgmental on my part, but that's just how I react. So don't be off-putting with these mistakes. When you have quotation marks, and you're not going to have a citation, you're just saying, for example, like, my students have a lot of diverse experiences. They tell me they love their country. The period goes inside the quotation marks. So periods and commas go inside the quotation marks. Any other ending punctuation follows the rule. If the question mark is, if the phrase is a question, the question mark goes inside the quotation marks. If it's not part of the quote, then put it outside the quotation marks. And I will provide you with some examples here on a title card. Okay, next thing, when you're writing your papers, try to think of the so what. So what is it you're trying to get across to me? When you tell me the sociological functions of school, why does it matter that school has sociological functions if you think that it does, which I assume you do. So you're giving me facts that you're finding in your research, and that's great, but I want to know I want some interpretation. I want you to elaborate on that. So tell me why it's important that school has sociological functions, or why is it important that the social and political factors drive education, and how it helps to be aware of those things. So don't just make your papers a recitation of facts, because a fifth grader could do that. Hand them a book and they can copy a bunch of facts. I need your expertise and your judgment and your interpretation to add flavor, add richness to the paper. So try to tell me the so what of your topic. Let's see, abstracts. An abstract is not just another introduction. An abstract is actually, it's about 2 paragraphs, and it's about, it's a very concise summary of your entire paper. And really, we only use them for studies. Someone's using an abstract, same with a running head. Student papers do not have a running head. So we really don't use running heads in student papers. So there's no need to do that. There's no reason to have an abstract unless your instructor requires it. I do not, because you're so limited on the number of pages you can write. I don't want you to take up room with an abstract. So that's kind of my thinking. But when you become, if you write articles or something, once you graduate, you have to have an abstract. So, and then in a dissertation, it's called an executive summary, and it's about 8 pages long. But anyway, if you're tempted to write an abstract or use a running head, don't do it. It's not in student papers, so it doesn't add anything to your paper. Okay. Let's see. I think that's about it. So your group projects are due Wednesday night, 11:55 p.m. If you want to turn them in early, that's fine, but I want the entire group to do it at once, because I don't like just grading one group members at a time. So you can submit it, but just know that until all of your group members have submitted their project, I'm not going to grade your project. And I sent out the self and peer evaluation form yesterday. As I said, it is absolutely not required. I tried to make it so that it wasn't terribly long to fill out, and hopefully you'll be able to do that. But if you've just got way too much going on, just let it ride. Because this week you do have, all 3 of your assignments. And then next week you have it kind of easy. So I hope that you've enjoyed your first week, your first course. We'll talk some more about that, next week. I believe I said in the preview that we would have our Teams meeting tomorrow, and I forgot it's Christmas. So I'm going to be doing stuff with family. So I am very sorry to yet again miss another Teams meeting with you tomorrow. If you want to meet on Sunday, just send me a quick note, and I can certainly set up something, because I don't want you to feel like I'm not, interested, or I don't care about you, because I do. It's just, for some reason, part of the reason is, I lost my dad, and I've had to go back, to take care of those things. But yeah, I've just missed seeing everybody. So if you would like to meet Sunday, let me know, and I'll set up a meeting. But otherwise, tomorrow, Saturday, the 25th, Santa's going to bring me a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm just going to be involved with that. So with that, I hope you have a good rest of your day or evening whenever you watch this. And remember that I'm always here for you, and whatever you need, just let me know.